Hello everyone, I am Ahmet Ustunel, the blind captain. I'm a teacher of the visually impaired in San Francisco. And I'm a kayaker. I will be crossing the Bosphorus Strait on Saturday on a solo kayak. And hope to see you guys on the water.
Ustunel wants to become the first blind person to paddle a kayak from one side of the Bosphorus to the other without anyone's help. But before we show you if he actually made it or not, let's take a step back and look at the journey that it took for him to get here.
Yeah, I love Istanbul, this is the city I grew up, but it's a tiring city and it's not very accessible, especially sidewalks are not very blind friendly, streets and the traffic, but I still love it. I think for me the biggest challenge was not having a blind role model to ask questions about my future, or what's gonna happen, like when I go to school, or what's gonna happen when I finish school, how I am gonna find a job. My family was quite open-minded and not very overprotective, so they let me figure out things on my own by letting me spend time with other kids, letting me doing whatever other kids were doing. So I was very lucky to be able to spend time with my peers and do the same things. And the challenges, of course, here and there I ran into a lot of barriers and discrimination in during my education. I was in 6th grade. My mom or my dad was taking me to school, and if they were late, I had to wait for them to pick me up. And sometimes I used to walk with my friends back home. But if I want to do something else after school, I couldn't do it. And then I told my dad to take me to this organization. When they took me there, and I remember people there telling my family, now you're like in your 40s, and this kid is he's a teenager, and how long you can take care of him, I mean, now he's in 6th grade, you can take him to anywhere, but 10 years from now, are you going to be still around? Or 20 years from now, are you going to still be around? And then they start letting me go out. I remember my first time, later on my mom told me that she was silently following me on the street, making sure I'm okay. This one is a GPS device made for blind people. And now yesterday when we were pedaling, I put some landmarks here. One of them says mobile. This is the training area. We go there and then do our training. So now I'm gonna pick it as a landmark, as a destination, and GPS will tell me how far it is, or like which direction I need to go.
Select a landmark as your destination. 2.2 kilometers, 8 o'clock.
Okay, so it is 2.2 kilometers. Alright, see you guys on the water. Well, when I'm on the water, first of all, I feel free. So it takes my mind from anything else. If I am having a bad day, any time on the water is like a therapy. It relaxes me, and so I feel small on the water. I'm afraid of water, I should say. It's a scary thing for me, but at the same time, it's very attractive. Sometimes the fear attracts you, right? So they say if you're not afraid of water, you don't know anything about it.
But more than fear, it's love which has inspired Ustunel to continue following his dream. And that's where his wife Dilara comes into his story. They went to the same university in Istanbul where they fell in love.
We met in front of a pop concert.
And we were young, we were in university, so we were standing, I was standing with some friends.
Neither of us had money to pay and go in, so we were hanging out, just listening it from far.
And so, you know, we just started talking at this outdoor concert, listening without paying. And then we became friends.
You know, it changed and, you know, it became more romantic.
We were friends for many months, and then eventually we started dating. So, yeah.
But even love can take you just thus far. And so on the morning of July 21st, Ustunel climbed into his kayak and against all odds took it across the Bosphorus, showing the world that no handicap can beat a man's determination and will.
Geldim mutlaka. Seni arıyorum ben de yoksa.
This project is a very important project, not just for Ahmet as an individual, but also the symbolism and the message that it conveys.
I really like the project because it's just like kind of like proves people that, you know, like nothing is impossible. So I really like the idea, and I was like, yeah, like why there's no blind kayakers around the world? I hope like we can see more blind people in the water. That's what I would love to see.
And it was easier than I thought. You know, it took me only 20 minutes. I was expecting 40, 45. You know, it was a good team, technology, me and weather and everything. So this is a start, this is not an end. And, you know, hopefully I will, you know, come up with some ideas and keep doing this. I really enjoy kayaking. I really enjoy being on the water. I got a lot of emails from blind sailors and rowers. So, you know, they are waiting for the system to be done, to be completed. And now I think I can tell them, you know, it's functioning well. You know, we did this. This was the final test. And I think, you know, people start using it and improving it. And, you know, especially in US, in San Francisco, a lot of blind sailors are waiting for me to come back and, you know, teach them how to use it. So hopefully